Hello and welcome to this live case study. Now, the purpose of this video is to show you the typical process of creating a mobile app from start to finish using App Canvas. Now, this is not a full tutorial of all the features that exist within App Canvas. If you're looking for that, you can find that still within the Academy, but this video in particular is to rush through the few features that typically make up a mobile app. You can add as many features as you want, but I'm going to be specifically using a few features to create the hypothetical app called John Obidi for my personal brand. So I'll type John Obidi there as the name of the application and click on create. Now this is a new app, nothing's been done here before, so I'll just show you exactly how it can be done. So the first thing we see here is this screen, and we have to choose a template. Because of what we're going to do, the template will not really matter, but let me just walk you through it here. I'll choose this one called Task Tracker and click OK. All right, so to the right here, you can see the preview window. This is what our hypothetical app looks like. Next thing I will do is to change the layout. I typically like the menu options to be listed somewhere to the left. So I'll just click on change your layout there, and then I will look for the layout I prefer. I like layout 7. You don't have to copy it, but this is my personal preference. So I just clicked on layout 7 so that the options would be nicely laid out on the left. There we go. And then we need to select a unified home page. So this will determine what background image shows on the home page. So just scroll down here and click on change your home page. I'll click it and then select my picture here. So this is a large picture actually. It'll take a little bit of time to upload. I recommend that you scale down your pictures, not crop, but compress your pictures as much as is possible, just so that your app can be lighter. But just to save time, I don't want to go and start compressing it right now. I'll just work with what we have. But I'll place a tutorial within this academy to show you also how to compress your pictures easily so that you can save disk space and also phone memory for those who will download your app. So this is the pretty picture that I want to use. We have an inbuilt tool that will enable you to crop this and include only the aspects of the picture that you want to include. I'll just click OK to proceed with this size. And then it's going to update to the right. All right, so it's updated here, but it's not updated here on the app. You should, but in this case, I'll just hit the refresh button, and this should show our most recent adjustment. So I just refreshed it. Let's see what happens. And boom, there you go. So that's the picture. It's the background image. Everything here is set. I'll move on to colors. I'm going on to colors because that blue, I would love to change it to red so that it can sort of a little bit match my tie or my jacket there. So to change this blue strip where the menu options are, I will just come to home page over here, this home page area, and I will come to background, and I would click the blue and look for something reddish. There you go, and boom, there it is. So under here, there's a slider that controls the transparency or opacity. You can just play with that and find something that suits your purpose. I like it this way. There is no need to save, just leave it as it is and move on to features. Now, features is where we're going to spend most of our time. But before we go ahead and start adding or removing features, let me show you something that I have pre-created that will save you a lot of time. So this is a Google document that I created and pre-filled even before I started creating this app. So you as a consultant, I would recommend that you get your clients to pre-fill this document just so that you can avoid scope creep and that back and forth that occurs between consultant and client. So let them fill out everything that you need, and so it will basically be copy and paste. So I have decided that my app will have these features: an about me page, the products page or feature, my blog, my podcast, terms of service, push notifications, and the contact me page. Okay, so I've decided it's going to have these features. I've written them out, outlined them. On the about me page, I wanted to have exactly this. On products page, I wanted to have this. So I have listed everything out, and so it's basically going to be copy and paste from here. All right, so now let's go right to the features. I want to delete everything that exists there so that we can build this out from scratch. I'll delete every single thing. And just so you can see what I'm doing there, there was an X somewhere up there that I just clicked to delete that. So what's the first feature we see here? The first feature is the About Me. So for the About Me, there are multiple things you can use to achieve this, but I typically like to use a feature called the custom page. I could select it here, but just to save time, I can search it from the search bar here to, I'll just type custom. So I'll click on custom page, and it allows me to build out some kind of view for this feature. So I'll just type About Me as the page name. And then the first thing I'll put on here is a cover, just so that it can represent me. And then I'll click on add cover. You'll see what it looks like in a bit. Maybe this doesn't make much sense yet. So I'll just use this, my pretty happy smiling picture, as the cover. I'll click open. Okay, it's added me there as the cover. I'll hit save so that this could, okay, so that it could get updated here. So that's what it just did. Next, I'm going to click on text. There we go. So this is where you put in the text on for that feature. So I'll just come over here and copy what I already created here, and I'll paste it there. I'll just remove the bold, clear formatting. Everything looks good. I'll click save and see what happens on the preview window here. There we go. So you see that it just says everything about me there. So that is easily done. So done. We already have the about me. So right now all we have here, okay, I think I'll need to refresh so that these things go away. Those old menu items go away, because all we have there is the about me. Refreshing, boom. So all we have is about me. One thing you might want to do also, I'll click on the about me again, is to change the icon, because right now this is looking weird. It's not descriptive of something that says about me. So I'll come to the icon here. You see where it changes to a pencil? I'll click it and find something that looks like maybe like a person, so it can look like it's describing about me, right? So I'll just look, okay, so look at this. This looks like a person. So I'll just use this, and it changes here, and I'll hit save. So this works. I'll just check to see if it updated here. Good. So you see that when I click it, it just shows about me. So what's the next feature? The next feature is products. All right. So I'm going to create another feature for my products. I will just scroll down to where all these things occur. And there are multiple ways, again, of showing your products. The one that I personally love, again, is the custom page. So I'll click on custom page, and I will try to edit it to suit the fact that I'm creating a products page. So products, and then the first thing I would typically do is to use a text. Now you'll see why. I've practiced this over and over, so I just have this preferred order of appearance of these elements. So the text, I'll say one. So what's the first product I want to showcase there? It's called App Canvas. All right, so I'll say App Canvas, drag and drop mobile apps builder. So I'll just select this, I'll make it bold, I'll not the font size. I'll change this from normal to maybe heading 2, just so it can look big and, you know, imposing. I'll save this just so I can preview what it looks like. This will make a lot of sense pretty soon. Just watch. Okay, so it looks good here. Next, I would like to add a cover, something that is sort of representative of mobile apps. I have some pictures here. All right, I'll use this one. I just hope it's not too big though. All right, I'll use this picture. I'll put it there. Let's see what happens. There we go. And then after that, I will, well, this could be a bit smaller, but let's just go on. I will now add text where I will describe what App Canvas is. I'll come to my Google Docs again, copy the thing I pasted there, the description. I don't know why it's always on bold, but that's fine. I'll just Command deselect bold, or you can also use this to clear formatting. Either one works. So here it is. I've explained what App Canvas is here, and it should show at the bottom here. There we go. So this is exactly how it shows. And then next, I want to add a button for more info or to buy. Either one would serve your purpose just as well. So you can create a button for people to phone you or to email you, or a link to more information. Let's use the link feature, and then we'll call it buy now. And then where do you want this to link to? I have already pasted all that. That's where people can go get more information on how to purchase. Now I want to hide the navigation bar so it does not look like it's a navigation. So you'll see how this works when you preview it. So I'll typically use hide nav bar, and then I'll click save. And then you'll be able to see how the work we've done here reflects. There's a title, an image, a description, and a buy now link. I could go on and put in the second product, but by now you already catch the drift. You know how it's going to appear. It's the same thing. It'll just show number 2 and then list it out. You can list as many products as you want in that feature. So I'll move on from that. I think we've done enough on the products feature. Now I want to display my blog. So I'll come down here, and the link to my blog is this. I'll show you how we're going to use that. Now, there are other ways of displaying your blog. You can experiment with them, but the easiest way to do that is to make sure that the blog has the link ready. It's already hosted online. Maybe it's a WordPress blog, which mine is. So I'll just copy the link here, and I'm going to be using the link feature. So I'll just come down here and look for the link. I'll click on link here. And then here it wants me to provide the URL. I'll paste it in there, and then select without navbar, and then save. Oh, but one more thing I didn't do. I didn't change this, because if I go back now, it'll show link. It's supposed to show blog. So I'll just put in blog, and then I can save. Splendid. It's not showing that it's updated now, but once I refresh the entire page, this whole thing will update. So I just refresh the page, and this should update right about now. Beautiful. I love it when tech works the way it's supposed to. So this is showing a link. I'm just a little bit very fastidious about these things. So I want to change this to something that looks like WordPress. So I'll just search for WordPress. Okay, these are WordPress icons. So it's more representative of a blog. So there, it just changed. Okay, I'll click save just in case. And then products, the products icon, again, I almost forgot to change that. I'll come here, click on the pencil icon again, and look for something that looks like a shopping cart. There we go. Products. Splendid. I'll save. I don't think I needed to save, but I just saved it just to make sure. So there, it's changed. Right. So now we have about me, products, blog. What else do we have here? We've got podcast episodes. This one is something that excites a lot of people. So to enable that, I will scroll, and look for the audio feature. The audio feature. Now, I must say before I proceed from here that the best way to do this is to have your podcast hosted on iTunes or at least on SoundCloud, right? And the tutorials on how that all can be done, they're somewhere in this academy, but I'm going to be just taking a shortcut, okay? I have my audios hosted somewhere on Amazon S3. Again, there's a tutorial on how to host files on Amazon S3 somewhere in this academy. But I have some of my audio files hosted somewhere. I'll just copy the links and use them to form a podcast. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll call the page name podcast, right? And then I'll come over here to add content. They want me to add a picture. So I'll just add my picture here. Splendid. Added that. Playlist title, John OBD's, or let me call it the Smart Business Podcast. Well, that we actually had the Smart Business teleseminars a couple years ago. So I just took a couple of episodes from that to illustrate this. So here, if you have an iTunes podcast, you would typically use it. But I'll just skip these and go over to custom because I have it hosted somewhere else. So artist is John OBD. Album is, I'll just call it Season 1. So now we'll have to add the tracks one by one. Oh, and the picture, I'll just use the same picture, even though it will seem a bit monotonous, but that's fine just for demonstration purposes. So title, now I have a couple of audios here. So this one I had with Ijeoma on the culture of excellence. So I'll say the culture of excellence with Ijeoma. And the artist, I'll keep it as John Obidi. And the URL, I have the URL here. I'll copy that. I'll come over here and paste it, and I'll click OK. It's trying to add. It's added the track. Now you might not understand how this will show, but I'll just add like 2 more tracks, and then we are going to preview this. Let's see the second one. The second one is the one I had with Kelechi Anyelechi on goals. I'll just take that. I'll call it goals with Kelechi Anyelechi, John Obidi, and then I'll paste the URL there and click OK. All right, let's see. I'll add another one. This is the one we had with Lanre Olushola. It was titled, what was it titled? Be Extraordinary. So this is Be Extraordinary with Lanre Olushola. That's the catalyst. John Obidi, and paste. So I just pasted the URL. I'm doing it really fast now because I've gotten pretty proficient at doing the same thing over and over. So there's another one here with Ihiani Ejiogo. I want to just populate this with a number of episodes so that you can see what it looks like. Laws of Wealth with Ihiani Ejiogo. Artist. Paste. Let's keep it going. Don't get tired now. What was the next one? Joyce Daniels. no excuses. So I'll say no excuses with Joyce Daniels, John Obidi, and I'll paste the URL. This is beautiful. All done, all done. So I'll just, okay, the save button is not showing. I'll have to zoom out. That's just a tricky thing about this. So the save button was hiding here. I had to zoom out my screen to be able to find it. Now I'll click save. And this is what happens here. So if I click, or I'll just go right back so that you can see how this is represented from the home page. So it's all saved. I will refresh the entire thing so you can see what the podcast feature looks like. And hopefully you'll be able to hear it too when I play it. So I'll click on podcast. Okay, this is the podcast we're looking for. This is season 1. And these are all the episodes. So I'll click the culture of excellence or any of these ones. Okay, I'll click on this no excuses with Joyce Daniels. It's very short. I'll click it and you'll see what happens.
This episode of the Phenomenal Minds podcast is brought to you by Joyce Daniels. Listen up.
Hello, Smart B Camp. Good morning. My name is Joyce Daniels, and
all right, so that's exactly how it works. The beautiful thing about the podcast feature is that you could choose to leave this, you could choose to leave this window and get back to whatever it was that you were doing. Okay, it's just closed now. I'll just click it again.
This episode of the Phenomenal Minds podcast is brought to you by Joyce Daniels. Listen up.
Okay. So that's how it works. I just clicked on this thing here and it just lets you go back to the app and do whatever it was that you were doing, whether you were shopping or visiting the About Me section. You can still...
hello, Smart.
So you can still play and do whatever it was that you were doing. It just comes to the bottom here unobtrusively. And they can go to your products while the thing is still playing and so on. So when they're done, they could just hit this and it's out of the way. So that's how the podcast feature works. Right, so what next is here? That is about all. Now we have TOS, Terms of Service. Now, Terms of Service was not really a requirement until pretty recently. And so you would have to create your own, you would have had to create your own Terms of Service. However, thankfully, we at App Canvas have created a template for you so that you don't have to do this by yourself or figure it out on your own. So all you have to do is come here and click on not terms. Okay, is it TOS? It's somewhere here though. I think it's terms and condition. Oh, it's privacy policy. Yes, it's privacy policy. That's what we called it. And I just said TOS. So fine, the privacy policy. So here we have automatically created your privacy policy, and it will automatically enter the name of your app in this gap where it says app name. So don't touch anything here. Everything is just fine. If you look over to the preview window, it says privacy policy of the John Obidi application. It automatically inserts your app name there. So once you've done it like this, do not touch anything. Everything is good to go. One more thing, at the point of uploading this app to the Google Play Store, they're going to ask you for the URL of your privacy policy. Now, you don't need to, before now, you would have had to have a website, put it there and so on, but now you don't need to. Every app you create on App Canvas will have its own privacy policy. As you can see, the URL is right here. You can just copy this and paste it wherever you are being asked for your privacy policy. If you wish, you can go ahead and read this. It is pretty comprehensive and should cover you for most issues. Even for the recent EU, which is the European Union GDPR, we have the extended policy that also covers that. So just click on save and all will be well. There we go. So I'll go back. It's not yet showing here, but if I refresh, you should see the privacy policy on the menu there. Just waiting a sec. And there we are, privacy policy. And then we'll just have what we have left. We have push notifications. This is very important because this is how we will stay in touch with our app users. So all I will come here to do, I'll just come here and search for push. Boom, there we go. All right, so I'll just leave it there. If you want to learn how to send push notifications, you can visit the tutorials here in the academy and you can learn how to do that. But just know that you need to add the feature so that you can communicate with your app users. So I'll go back from there. And then finally, we need to have a contact page. So we'll come here again and find the contact. The contact page basically helps you to outline the various ways that you can be contacted. So you can put a phone number, your address, if you're a business, the city, country, description, and all that, social media accounts, and so on. Right now, I don't want to spend time creating that. It's pretty easy to do, but I'll just leave that out for now. I know I intended to do that before, but let's just keep it light and move on from here. And now this entire app has been created. It's that simple. Next on, I'll move on to application. Let's see what can be done here. All right, so there's nothing here that I would like to change. Okay, there's this splash screen. The splash screen is the first image that shows when the app is launched, right? So I would advise you to create something really cool. For now, let me change this task tracker. I don't want that showing. So I'll change it to, I would have liked it. Okay, so this is me in Dubai. It's not a very perfect splash screen, but I'll just use it there for now. Normally it should be like your logo. Oh, resolution is not high enough. All right, I'm just gonna leave that there. I don't have time for this. You can change the icon or the push image. You can check the tutorials for how to do all these things. I will move on. Now the app icon, this also has to be set. I'm going to use my face. And even if it's not up to 256 by 256, we help you to size it appropriately. There we go. So the app icon is my face. And then I will move on. Even though I have a logo that says JO, I won't use that for now. I'll just move on from here to publication. This is where the magic happens. Now over here, we have the bundle ID, the package name. You can leave them as they are or you can change them. That is entirely up to you. Now here you can monetize your app using AdMob. Now there's more information about that much later. If you know how to do that, you can get it done here, or you can just click on Ready, Publish My App. What you need to do now is to fill in this information. And then, what is this? Okay, you need to fill in this information and then subscribe and you should be done. So next, we fill the information. All we need to do is to click on free, which is the only thing there. You just click on the free plan and then click on save. And click on, at the bottom, click on validate. Once it validates, it says your order has been successfully paid and so on. So don't mind what this says. What you need to just do is to go here, click here. It brings you back to the application list. Just go right back to edit the application. There you can see your application. Now just head right back to publication. Just shows you all of this stuff. But now that you have done that, more options have been activated. You can now generate the source code for the iPhone version, for the Android version. But more importantly, for the Android version, you can generate your Android APK right now. So I'll click on Generate APK. All right, so it's generating. We'll just wait a couple of minutes for the APK to be generated. And once it's generated, you will get an email letting you know that the APK is ready and you can download it. You can test it on your mobile device immediately. And once you're satisfied, you can go on to add the app to the Google Play Store. So I hope this has been useful to you. It all starts from the design of the app, which is something that we did pretty simply. I'll just head right back to design. It's something we just did really simply. It just starts with a nice background image, the layout, a couple of colors for the buttons, and then the features, and we're done. All right, so you might need to watch this video a couple of times to just get a grasp of how I was able to create an app so quickly, and an app that is really effective and can represent my brand. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.